Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to be doing my Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V episode 104 review. Um, this episode was Rumble in the Rubble, English name there for the title for season 3. Um, we didn't get that much of Alexis in this episode, but we did see her a little bit there. The episode picks up with Zuzu, seeing Mr. Sakaki and saying how that we've missed him and they've worried about him and whatnot. So she's like crying. Alexis and everyone like in the room are like dumbfounded because they have no idea what's going on. I guess there, that he's from a different dimension. Tells him about how he's from the Xyz dimension there and whatnot. Tells the story and stuff like that, what happened. Why he went from where he had to go to. A little descriptive, not as descriptive, but still saying what he had to say there. So then he then explains some of the different stuff that was going on in the Xyz dimension and stuff like this. While this is going on in the Xyz dimension, Yuya is like, in denial because it's like my father kept smiles on people's faces and stuff like this and whatnot there. So he was like, no, this isn't true. And so Yuto is telling him that he never met him, he never met him, but yet everyone else in his dimension met him, and was teachers of him, looked up to him and whatnot, but they never knew, or he never knew somehow, or never met him, there. Yeah. I thought it was kind of dumb. Maybe that was a mistranslation or not. I don't know. But I just think that was kind of officially dialogue there. But I mean, it might be true. There. But so, anyways, they got this guy eventually bumps into Yuya, and he says he's looking for his father, and who's your father? And he's like, I'm a hunter, I could find him, and whatnot. Eventually, he says, his father's Mr. Sakaki, and so he's like, you're his dad? Oh, I want to duel you now. There was also something of him before they bumped into each other where he showed a half of a card of a smile magic card, or spell card, as it's called now. So they had the spell card that's ripped, which is a card Yuya has, the smile card there. So they eventually start dueling, and whatnot. You got he's using Destiny Heroes, and the voice actor pretty much confirmed to me before I even knew who he was there that it was Aster Phoenix. For anyone who doesn't know, Aster Phoenix was the guy who was introduced in season 2, if I'm not mistaken, of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. And he it was season 2. He started out as a rival to Jaden when he was first introduced, because Jaden used similar cards that Astro used, but eventually he turned, good. Um, Something tells me there's something similar about him here because he is with Duel Academy. We found out later on, I guess, that he was one of the commanders or the leaders of the invasion group, the Duel Academy. But there's something weird about him because I was like, I could see him actually being, a part of Duel Academy because he was kind of a douche in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. But at the same time, he eventually turned the corner there, so they might be doing that here because Mr. Sakaki also had said that Aster Phoenix was his student, and you could see the half of the spell card there. Um, they both each had, a half. Mr. Sakaki had the, top half, and then um, Aster Phoenix had the half. So I don't exactly know how he's his teacher, because I mean, he went to the Xyz dimension before he went to Duel Academy, and he claimed he got to Duel Academy by accident. He said it's a long story, and they never really kind of told the story. They went right to the duel, in the Xyz dimension, so they didn't really, detail us. I'm assuming Zuzu heard it, but they don't want us to know, I guess, for expense purposes there, or at least yet. So that's going on right now. Um, you got basically the rest of this is the duel between Aster Phoenix and Yuya. Um, when he cements, summoning his Destiny heroes, because that's what he did in Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which kind of pretty much gave it away. But then, of course, his voice actor gave it away too, that it was Aster Phoenix, because that's the same voice actor from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. So this is another alternate version of Aster Phoenix. Not the same Aster Phoenix from GX, but sounds the same, obviously, because that's what they're going for. Is they're not the same, but they sound the same, because that's how they do it. Alternate reality, like freaking, post Batman and pre Batman and New 52 Batman, for example. They all look the same, but they're all different. It's the same thing here. Um, you know what I mean there? So, they're dueling, and eventually, Yuya plays the smiles card, and he, Astro says, "Oh, you don't need to tell me about that. I know about that card already." I believe, then after that, um, Astro played a defusion card, but it didn't look like a defusion card at all there. Um, it looked different. So I don't know if that's a fake card or but it looked kind of weird if you ask me there. Um, Eventually, Yuto takes control of Yuya. His eyes turn purple because he told him, he's never gonna listen to reason. I know you want to get information out of him because he has a hint possibly of your dad, but he's never gonna listen to reason. And then he eventually takes over Yuya's, or possesses him, I guess, because it was still Yuya's body, but he possessed him because he had the purple eyes. I don't get the concept there, that he can just magically possess him there. Like, I mean, the two other Yuya, like from the other dimension Yuyas, like they freaking are in him too. So I guess they should be able to take control then too. Like, I mean, you know what I mean there. So he uses the pendulum summon. It throws Astro out for off for a while because he had never seen the pendulum summon. Um, you know, um, Eventually gets the upper hand again, but then he summons the Xyz Dragon. Um, what was it called? It was called Dark Rebellion. There, the Xyz, and he's like, "Oh my God!" He couldn't believe that he could Xyz summon. Eventually, Yuya regains control again after the attack, but then Astro comes back with his monster, destroys his monster, and then he gets it again, and then he eventually starts to repossess Yuya again, because they show the flashbacks about Lula, I believe her name is. How she got captured and stuff. You know, and that was the responsibility from Mr. Sakaki that all that shit happened, and like, look what happened to us. They took her away from us there. And she even said, "Isn't the things about to be for smiling?" because she was trained by Mr. Sakaki. So there was that whole thing. She's the Zuzu of the Aziz dimension, but she's in Duel Academy. We don't know where. Well, technically, they're all in the fusion dimension. Even Zuzu is now, which is not good, because my theory still stands until I'm proven wrong on this. I believe what it is I believe that all four Zuzus, like from each four dimensions, like, I believe Duel Academy needs all four of them, and that's why they were trying to protect Selena. That's why they did that. That's why it would make sense, because I believe that's why the headmaster of Duel Academy would not allow Selena Selena is Serena, by the way, for anybody who watches the subtitles. Yeah, I don't know why they changed her name, but they call her Selena in the dub. Selena, she was the fusion dimension of Zuzu, but the headmaster would never let her go to the front lines, and go into other dimensions. And I think that was done because he needed her there, because once he got the three others, Zuzus from each dimension, he was going to need her, so he couldn't risk her going to another dimension. That's why they always wanted her to stay, because they need the four, together, to be able to do that. So right now she's in the, with Alexis right now, the Alexis group, but they need her to stay there because, right now he's already got Lulu, or I think that was what her name was, and they already got Selena because they got her back at the end of right around the end of season 2, and they also got I forget who the other one was, because there was another one, but I forget what her name was. The green hair person. They got all of them. So they got all of them basically now. So, well, they got the three, and then Zuzu is with Alexis's group right now in the fusion dimension. So that's the only one left. So now they got to try and get the other people back. That's what I think this whole thing is. But getting back to the duel, so eventually, like I said, they possessed one another. He got the Dark Rebellion back, But, once he increased the life points, he used a special ability to counter Aster Phoenix's special ability. Eventually, he activated his, I believe, spell card, and that uh, basically they were both forced to take 1,000 points of damage, and it ended the duel in a draw. So no one won, and then at the end of the duel, then you see some of the Duel Academy goons, come up to Astro and they call him a commander, and then they go back to where Alexis's hideout is, and they basically, say that Astro was the commander of, this group, and, I trained him, but didn't think he would be like that, obviously. And he just explains, the stuff that happened, how he's the commander of Duel Academy and stuff like that. So, Alexis, was like, what happened and stuff like that. And that was the end of it. That's all we got out of Alexis. So hopefully we'll get more of Alexis in the next episode. But obviously there's going to be more center of attention to this now, because I'm sure I'm sure Alexis didn't know about this, because she was just trying to get people, in a secret hideout, from people from Duel Academy. But now she knows about this whole thing. So now it's going to take the plot even further to where Alexis is going to try to help, these people out, Hopefully we see more of Sora, because we haven't seen Sora yet so far, and I'm getting really salty right now. I want to see more of Sora. We didn't get to see him that much in season 2. We got to see him in the end there, but I was like, I want to see more of Sora now. Like, come on now. Like, come on. Like, Sora is like the best character in this whole goddamn show. Like, come on now. Well, other than Alexis, but Alexis is only in this season though. Like, and she's like, a recycled character coming back. Like, the best new character in this entire series is Sora. Like, come on now. Like, I mean, I still stick to my guns on this, that, he's so similar to Kyoya. It's not even funny, from Hunter x Hunter. Like, if you guys watch Hunter x Hunter, you guys, like these two are, like, so connected, and their English voice actors sound so similar. Like, I'm not even kidding about this. Like, I at once thought they were the same voice actors. Obviously, they aren't, because one's from New York and the other one's from California. It's pretty obvious, but the way they interpret the characters are so similar. Like, I mean, come on now. Like, I need to see more of Sora up in here, yo. We haven't also seen the headmaster yet either. The commander of the Lancers yet. So we still don't know where he is right now. Right now, Aster Phoenix, I guess, is the enemy. I do think he's going to do some double cross later on in the season, but we'll find out. But at this time, we still don't know. But that's what we found out, is that it was Aster Phoenix, and that's how the episode ended. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get episode 105 soon. But I did like this episode. It kind of set the pace tone of everything, and the plot, is thickening, now on, now that Mr. Sakaki is finally in this, because this was the whole mystery of where Mr. Sakaki was, Yuya's dad, who magically disappeared. That's how this whole thing started, and then lured into all, these dimensions. So hopefully we find out sooner rather than later. But yeah, I thought it was a good episode. It's I think it was their first draw. Like, it was a draw. Well, yeah, it needed to be a draw, because people will be like, why was it a draw? That kind of hurt Aster Phoenix's debut, because Alexis got a big win on her debut, in Arc V. The thing is, they can't have Yuya lose, because if he loses, then Astro could turn him into a card, and this is the main character of the show, obviously. So they can't have Yuya lose, but at the same time, they can't have Astro lose because that would be stupid because he just made his debut in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. So what they did was is they had it end in a draw, so they both looked strong coming out of it. So that was why they did that. But Astro still looked strong coming out of the duel, even though it ended in a draw. So, yeah, I think the episode was good, and I think you guys should all check it out. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate. Let me know your theories. Obviously, we're only following the English dub, so keep that in mind. No things from the Japanese dub. We're only reviewing the English dub here. I don't think this is going to be that much of an issue for Yu-Gi-Oh! Um, it's more of an issue when it comes to Dragon Ball Super and Attack on Titans and, other stuff, but I don't think people... but just in case, just letting you guys know, I have all my other reviews on my playlist. Also, by the way, for anyone who hasn't seen any of my reviews for any of my anime stuff or movies, I do have my playlist. That's where you guys can check out any of my reviews, the entire archives of any of my Dragon Ball Super reviews that I have done. Hopefully I'll be able to do more Super reviews soon. As well as Attack on Titans for the previous season, or season 2 season. Ruby's last season for last year, season or volume 4, and I don't remember any of the other stuff I reviewed, but you guys, it's all there. It's all on my playlist. So you just go to my YouTube channel, and then go to playlist, and there will be a bunch of different playlists that you can go to, and you'll see the different reviews series episodes that I've covered for different anime shows and whatnot. So guys, go check that out. But let me know what you guys thought. What are your theories on what's going to happen in the upcoming episodes for season 3 of Arc V? Do you think Astro will change the course, or do you think he'll just be a villain completely in Arc V? And that's really about it. Comment, rate, and if you like this video and my other videos, please subscribe. And that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, and I'm out of here. Peace.